The hell is that, Steve?
Got to get my video game ready, man.
Yes, of course. Of course, man. What are we playing today?
Kingdom Rush.
Oh, no idea. Okay, we're on the air anyway. So, hi, folks. Welcome back to Regulators another week. Dave here, a.k.a. The Gypsy. We have Steve Guerin, sir, Steam Driven Media. Say hi, Steve. Please.
Hi, Steve.
Yeah, it's coming. Terry Van Horn, SEO Pros, SEO Dojo elsewhere. How's it going, brother?
Good, good, good.
All right. And Steve's got his game ready, folks, so yeah, he's good to go. All right, let's jump right in, Terry. Let's see. Let's go with Webmaster Guidelines calls low-quality guest posting spam. Okay.
Oh, my goodness. Really?
Yeah, apparently. I don't think Google likes guest posts. Weird.
I'm shocked.
I just think it's weird where they added it, Terry. Little or no original content section.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've been ignoring those for a long time anyhow. If you needed that to tell you that that was a problem, you need to come out from underneath that rock you're living under.
I guess it's kind of the backwards end of penalizing people for going out and getting links that way. So now they're putting it on the other foot that, and someone said in the comments, Steve, dear Google, could you define low-quality guest posts, please?
Yeah.
Isn't that a bit hazy? But yeah, I just thought it was weird in the no original content. Well, it could be original. If it's not duplicated, it's original. So, and then low quality. How are we defining that?
Who needs to decide what's low quality?
Yeah, like what?
Would that be the same outsourced people that wrote the quality content to begin with?
Really, you know what I mean? If you've got crappy offshore blog posts on your site, I think you might have bigger problems.
Well, here's that kind of, for me, I don't like to see that when SEOs are asking, what is low quality? Well, if you got to ask that, I think it's time to go apply it at McDonald's. Sorry.
But it's not about asking what low quality is. It's about asking who gets to determine what is low quality. Because what is low quality to me may not be what's low quality to eHow.
Yeah, like are they going to penalize Search Engine Journal, Terry?
A low quality blog post on Moz might be totally different than a low quality blog post on SEO by the Sea. I would wager that his, Bill Slofsky's low quality podcasts or posts are significantly higher than the best posts you're going to find on some other websites. So how do you get to determine what's good and what's bad? It's too vague of an answer. It's like saying going to a restaurant and saying, "Well, this tastes good." By whose standards?
Yeah, that's the part that kills me. Is, one person's high quality could be someone else's low, right? So yeah, now So I'm guessing poorly written or grammatically. What do you do algorithmically to judge it? I wonder.
Okay, well, that's the rub with me. Basically, that low-quality content generally drives little or no traffic, drives little or no sales. What's its purpose? Only to manipulate search engines. Well, I can do that with content that will drive traffic, that will drive sales, all those things. Why don't we concentrate on that rather than trying to slip something past search engines?
Because search engines created a environment where low quality content for the last 15 years has been how you made money from those search engines.
Yeah, well, it stopped working a few years ago. People should stop doing it.
But again, we come back to the whole, you created this environment and let this environment run for 10, 12, 14, 15 years. Now all of a sudden you don't like this environment because the environment you created doesn't behave the way you think it should. So now you're going to go ahead and ruin the lives of literally thousands of people who built their business model based on your business model.
Well, I think they want
your business model on somebody else's business model isn't always a good thing.
Well, I think if the goal is to, as you say, ruin small business, then I think they run Penguin right now and, don't give a shit.
But I don't think the goal is to ruin small business. The goal is to fix the problem they created. The problem is the way they're going about fixing it is incredibly heavy-handed.
And even that hasn't really changed
No.
habits that much. Really. I mean, 9 out of 10 sites you go to where there's SEOs offering services, they're offering services that Google has basically said, yeah, these are going to be penalized at some point,
Right.
or are being penalized. So what's the deal with that?
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the whole low quality, it's an interesting bar, and again, just again, why aren't we just, since when, if Google thinks a page is low quality, then just don't bring it back in the results. Why do you have to run around telling people not to have?
Yeah, but they don't. I'll tell you something. I've never seen a ezine article or an article from an article marketing site in the results of a search engine. Never seen it.
I have.
Well, yeah, but that's kind of my point, Terry. Why bother putting it on this page? Why don't you just not index it? Or if you're being the judge and the jury on what quality is, dear Google, then why do you care to put it on this page? Just don't index it. Don't bring it back as a result. Whatever.
Well, they may be doing that. We don't know that.
Yeah, I would hope. I would imagine. Yeah.
Like, as we know, Dave, from removing a bunch of these kind of blogs that Google is talking about specifically, what did it do to the rankings of that site as we removed all of these links? Literally thousands. Nothing. The rankings did nothing.
Yep. All right. Steve, Credit Karma. What's this? Credit Karma. It's one of yours, man. I didn't get a chance to read this one.
Oh, that isn't one of mine.
Okay, Credit Karma. This is something I saw. Well, first of all, I didn't realize that Google had invested in Credit Karma. Credit Karma is one of these free credit reporting sites. Okay? All of these other reporting sites, you sign up for them, they give you your credit score every month or whatever. In the meantime, they signed you up for like a $47 a month or $97 a month protection plan or whatever, which is fine. That's their business model. But now Google has bought into a company that you don't have to pay the monthly fee. You just get your credit report whenever you want it, and Google covers that cost because there's a cost involved in getting your credit report from the reporting agencies. If you want to go straight to the reporting agency and get it, you got to pay for it. So Google is eating up this cost, but they're not eating this cost to access your financial data out of the goodness of their hearts. Google has bought into a company that now has access to everybody's credit score. Everybody's
really beefing up the entity graph now, aren't we?
Well, remember, they own DoubleClick.
Oh, your credit sucks, buddy, so you're definitely not an authority.
Remember also that Google owns DoubleClick, who has done other things like that with credit cards and whatnot. The thing is, not only did Google buy it, they're now advertising that thing on TV. So they're getting something out of it to drop that much money on it for sure.
One of their commercials is hysterical. One of the guys, some guy calls up about he wants to find out about identity theft protection, and in the computer, the commercial goes, "You signed up for identity distribution. Thank you." But yeah, of all the companies in the world who I want access to my credit score and all of my financial data, Google's not real high on that list.
Yeah, for people doing payday loans and stuff, that's like being able to filter on something like that would be yeah, I don't know if they'd have to keep that data anonymous, You know the word I'm trying to say.
Anonymized.
Anonymized or whatever it
But
is.
see,
Yeah.
they can't, to be able to give you your data, there's no way it can be anonymous.
Right. And that way they could hook it up with your Google profile too, then.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
They
probably
actually
why
do.
they insisted on everybody do everything but show them your birth certificate.
Right.
Which they probably do when you buy a phone.
And for the record, I guess for the folks watching or whatever, it's a Google capital investment. They didn't buy the company outright.
Right.
Oh, it's one of the venture deals, Steve?
Yeah, it's through Google Capital, which used to be Google Ventures. I don't know when they changed that name. But.
Yeah, we got so much money, we're just filling buckets full of and distributing it.
Yeah.
That's a good graphic. I love that. Someone drops one of those on Sergey's desk every morning.
Let's see, what else do we got today? Indian government rages at Google Maps outing of secret bases. Very nice, Steve, Terry.
Yeah, it turns out, once again, that, people go out on these volunteer things and they got a little over zealous in marking locations.
Jesus.
Some of them were secret, and now you can't, by law in India, you have to get that stuff okayed before you display it. So I guess Google's in shit over that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Top 10
map
secret bases in India. I can see the blog post.
What do you have to put? Not so secret now, or? In 2013, Google initiated a Mapathon project in India, offering prizes to encourage people to help fill in gaps and improve Google Maps in the country. So some guy, it's on the base going, that's a neat prize here. I'll just put where I work in here. That's funny. Google is now under fire and faces potential penalties for polluting the internet with classified material.
Oh, no.
That's awesome. Wow. Seriously. That's classic. All right, well, that's a quick one, but funny.
If they're secret, how would people know they were there? That's what I'm wondering. It must have been the people working in these secret places saying, geez, I think I'll add where I work.
Yep.
I know, that's it, yeah. Well, that's a very good prize. I like this. Well, I'm at work right now. I will just mark this in the map. Wow, man.
They're getting paid better than they were for doing CAPTCHA solving.
Oh, we're a little cruel today, gentlemen. Okay, so Terry, this is the one from last weekend that everyone was talking about. This
Yeah. I think
was very time to refresh.
this actually showed on 3 or 4, so it's not a thing where one's data is showing it and others weren't. A lot of them lined up.
The weather report people?
Yeah. And, here's what I've been wondering. Like, I'm thinking that Panda is supposed to be running as they index. So, do they run Panda every time they crawl a website, or once in a while?
No, it's still. I think last I heard, it's still that refreshing on a 4-week scale of some kind.
Okay, so it's not a daily crawl thing.
No, not yet. Not that they've told us, at least. So, it's entirely possible this could be a roll, but hard to say since they don't tell us anymore. So it was apparently something happened. I don't know. I went looking at all the accounts I have access to, and I didn't see anything going anywhere. Positive, negative, nada.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I didn't see anything.
But you always hear these things in webmaster forums, and I say, oh yeah, that's where all the clean guys hang out.
Yeah.
You're going to get more chatter in webmaster forums than anywhere else because they're guys pushing the envelope a bit more. I'd say.
Yeah, this is again, like I said, everyone was talking about it. I just don't have a clue what the hell happened. So someone asked me about it. I said I haven't seen anything, so I have no comment. I don't know
Well,
what to tell you.
the fact that it ran on a weekend is a clue.
Yeah. At least that part stands up, doesn't
You
it?
know, but they don't do updates on the weekend because nobody's watching. No, they don't do that.
No,
Never.
tinfoil, baby.
Yeah. I'm paranoid. That's what it is. Yeah, it looks like Steve left us.
Oh, did he? I had to let the cat. I had to let the cat out.
I don't know.
The cat was meowing there a second ago. But yes, Google has declined to comment. The world misses Matt, don't they?
Well, I think those things now are picking up very, well, not big changes. You know what I mean, Dave? So I think Google gets tired of telling everyone when these things happen.
Oh yeah, Matt's not around, so there's no one to talk to.
Yeah, it's also that I think they want us to know when there's been a major update so we get a clue as to what's changing, right? When it's just a refresh, I don't think they're going to confirm those anymore.
Yeah, they haven't really talked about Panda for about a year and change between times they even talked about it. Was that, the May one? Other than that, they hadn't mentioned the damn thing for
Yeah,
ages.
they only mention updates now. In other words, there was definitely something that happened with that May Panda update. So, and we saw it affect some sites, not big time, not like the first Panda did, because, well, all the whack-a-moles are long ago whacked, no longer a factor, eh, Steve?
You would think.
Well, yeah, I haven't got a bloody clue. Again, I didn't see anybody that was Panda whacked to get recovery, and I didn't see any other sites get knocked off, so I don't know. Seems a bit large on the movement scale to be just a refresh of that last Panda, though, because, again, if it came out in May, then theoretically we would have had a refresh in June and July already before now, so why would the August one have that big a, make that big a dent? I don't know. Skeptical and thinking something else went on, but
It could be just the sites in these things get hit. Remember, it's not like they're picking random sites, right? As I understand it, most of them pick sites that were ranking at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Or was it just a random slice here? We're going to look at this.
from what I've gathered, I don't know, but I think they have seed sets like you're saying, Terry. I don't think they're just like randomly grabbing them each time. I think it's a seed set that they monitor over time.
Yeah, and as we saw yesterday, looking at some data from, shall we mention the company, Dave?
Oh, search metrics. Yeah, go right. Yeah.
Not traffic.
Yeah.
Okay, we were looking at data from search metrics. It showed no problem, and yet the traffic on the site.
Yeah, there was one of these.
Fine.
It was one of these forensic sites jobs I have lately, Steve, that I've showed you. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, I'm looking at the analytics that are going down through the shitter. You go over to search metrics, and according to their graph, things are peachy.
Yeah, lots of visibility.
Excellent work. Yeah, I guess that is useful.
But if you got a lot of your traffic come from long tail terms, they wouldn't even see that because they're not visible to them. That's why people got to watch the tools that they're using to make their decisions with, because, looking at that, you would think there's no problem. But you have to understand that's not measuring traffic, that's measuring visibility. But you could lose all your long tail and lose a lot of traffic, but not affect your visibility whatsoever. at any rate.
Steve, you find all the good stuff, buddy.
Oh, child porn.
What's this one? Google sees alleged child porn in man's email alerts police. Wow. Really?
This story has evolved since August 3rd quite a bit.
Oh, yeah?
Originally, the report was that Google saw child porn in this guy's Gmail account, reported him to the authorities, and the authorities went and arrested his ass.
Oh,
Okay.
fuck.
Fact number one, I have absolutely no problem with taking child molesters and child pornographers, tying their ankles to the back of a pickup truck, and going for a drive. I don't have a problem with this. But as the stories evolved, it's not just that he had child porn. He had some very specific images of child porn that have some tracking data embedded in them. These images apparently were released by the authorities to make it easy to track and easy to scan for. So it's not like...
It was a honeypot, I guess?
Correct. It's more of a honeypot type issue. So it's not exactly like this, Google was scanning every single image on Gmail looking for kiddie porn. What they found were some very specific images that had been altered in a way to make them easy to spot. But this does mean that Google is scanning your data. And any data that you may use and or apply that the authorities have flagged as something you shouldn't have, you probably don't want to be using Gmail for it.
Well, I've had people with their sites end up in Google from their development servers. And I said, one of the first things I ask people is, did you happen to share that link with your client through Gmail? Because it might get indexed through there, my friend. But yeah, you wouldn't believe how many patents I've read over the years, Steve, that actually talk about, email and looking for stuff and signals and things like in email and whatnot. And so.
Oh, I was trying to figure out how something got into the index, and I just figured it out. It was bounced around from a few accounts and ended up in a Gmail account.
Wow, yeah, I've seen it happen, dude.
Geez,
I've seen it happen, man.
The guy's email gets forwarded to a Gmail account.
Yep. You can't hide anything from Google. Their fingers are in all of it.
Wow, now I know how to get out of Penguin. You just send emails with the links to the sites that are on your disavow list. That's what Kemper's doing. He got a spam list.
He doesn't need one. It's called his normal mailing list for his products.
I'm just going to email my entire mailing, everybody in my address book and say, hey, check out this new page we built. That ought to get the Google bot to go take a look at it.
I just thought of that.
Yeah, I've seen it happen, man. I swear, we didn't put the link anywhere, yada, yada, yada. I was like, yeah, well, did you happen to share it with anybody on staff that has Gmail?
Well,
yeah, why?
Dave, what I couldn't figure out is the site has a fucking robot's text on it.
Doesn't matter. Google. If it finds a link somewhere on the web to it, it won't put the description, but it'll still put a link to the page and say, description not available due to robot.txt, so.
Wow.
The beast will. If the beast finds it, it's keeping it.
Yeah. Yeah. Their whole, we want to index the world was not a promise. It was a threat. So
basically, if you have a Gmail account, you have zero privacy. Zero. None.
Well, in theory, you have human privacy, but you probably don't have algorithm and/or computer privacy.
Right.
Terry, you had some more SSL stuff. You were saying just before we started.
This one, for people that are looking for information on how Google's going to implement this holds some answers. I guess they came from people at Google too. John, is it Mueller?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was talking about it. It'll be real time and a tiny, 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 tiny boost to the page that HTTPS
Right.
on.
About equivalent to what you would lose when you do the redirect.
Oh, probably less. You probably lose more on the redirect, I'm thinking.
Oh my god. Alright.
That seems fair.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, well, you know, John Mueller was the guy who also said you best practice should be to set up 4 profiles in Google Webmaster Tools.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
4?
4. Yeah. HTTP, www, HTTPS, and HTTPS www. He literally said that.
So we have that's an indication of one of two things. Either his actual knowledge of the subject is weak, or Google's ability to deal with the same address presented 4 different ways is weak.
Yeah, it's Google. Because literally, I had to get a client of mine to set up his www, because he had the non-www set up, but most of the links and stuff were going to the www, and literally you won't see them unless you set it up the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning your link reports are actually different when you verify both www and non-www.
You don't just verify one. You just
you need
verify
4.
everything and get it over with and not worry about 301s or anything. Is that it, Dave?
Well, you still got to wait about the 301s because your links are going to be going to your non-HTTPS.
Oh, okay.
Right? So
So
that's on
that's
your link
basically
juice.
for targeting. You're saying I'm some idiot who can't decide which site, or you can't figure out which site I want to do. So I'm saying here the fuck they all are. Fuck. Makes no sense at all. That's stupid as well.
Again, it's another window into the poor intelligence of some of the bits of Google's algorithm. And and then you add on top of this, okay, we've just told everybody that HTTPS everywhere is required, but we've also doubled your workload because we're not smart enough to deal with it.
Yeah, we'd like you to make this change, but you gotta jump through a few hoops because we still can't figure out what the hell's going on between your WWs and non-W. It's 2 different websites.
Exactly, and we're going to hit you with a duplicate content penalty.
Yeah, well, why not?
Makes your head hurt, don't it?
It does, man. It does.
Well, it tells me it has nothing to do with security of websites or anything else. This is part of a bigger plan. I don't care what anyone says. It makes no sense otherwise.
I did receive my first SSL email telling me that it could give me a search boost from one of the SSL affiliate resellers.
Nice. Yeah, they're pitching it already. I didn't figure that would take long at all. Nope.
It took longer than I thought it would, actually. I was kind of shocked at how long it did take before I started seeing those emails.
At HTTPS, you'll be #1 on Google. Just add HTTPS.
Well, he didn't say #1, but he did say you would receive a ranking boost. And why leave any,
Here's another piece of genius for you, Steve. Google recommends that when you do move a site, i.e. HTTP to HTTPS, that you use the change of address tool within Google Webmaster Tools. But with HTTPS, you cannot, because the change of address tool does not support HTTPS migration at this time. There is no estimate on time for when Google will be supporting it. Wow.
Sounds to me like they're candidates for the Special Olympics.
John, John Mueller.
Most people in the world work here. Too bad we hit them all with 2x4s when they walk through the door.
John Mueller, Google's John Mueller said, if you're doing the migration, a 301 redirect is not enough of a signal to communicate the change.
Oh, so on top of a 301, you got to go fill out a form
No, but the form
no.
doesn't. But yeah, but the form that they told you to use doesn't currently support the HTTPS. So sorry, we're working on that. You just go change it anyways and fuck up your old link.
That was really well thought out, boys. Real good job there.
What the fuck?
Why would they announce something and not have the fucking forms to do it? How? Oh, fuck.
Google's starting to feel like a group of octopuses in a circle jerk.
Oh man, yeah, I don't like that's the kicker. I don't believe I've heard anyone talk about that. So yeah, a 301 isn't enough. You're supposed to go use this tool, but this tool doesn't currently support HTTPS. We're working on it. We'll let you know. But in the meantime, go ahead, switch it over and fuck up all your rankings and everything else.
I would wager that they don't let you know, and they just they roll out the fix to the page, but don't bother to say anything about it.
Also, all the early adopters did it for no reason.
Well, they're a lot safer now. They're just not going to rank for anything, so it's hardly going to matter if they're in Google or not.
But they won't get any malware on their site, but they won't rank for anything either.
Well, you just lost all your links, but don't worry, you get a slight little boost for having the HTTPS.
Thanks for playing.
Thanks for coming out. Yeah, wow, man, come on, seriously, people. Wow, that's just horrible. Well, that's a gem. I'm glad we found this one.
There's a lot of information about migration there. I think it's one you want to have handy when you're going to do it. So you know which hoops you've jumped through and which ones what other ones you have to find and hope they fix.
Barry Schwartz already moved his site over, did he?
Yeah.
Okay. Some are reporting SSL errors in Webmaster Tools. Interesting. Interesting. But
that's not real errors, are they?
Well, how's that, Steve? Configuration, or what kind of error do you think it's spitting back?
It's probably, well, it could be a lot of things.
Really?
The SSL, while pretty straightforward, is really easy to fuck up.
Well, I'm still wondering how ads will work. Like, anything outside of the domain that certificate is given to is supposedly not allowed.
And that's probably what some people are seeing is they're seeing some third-party ads, and what they're getting is an HTTPS alert saying some of the content is not being served securely.
Right.
You know, this is kind of an all-or-nothing deal.
See, Google blames the error on misconfigured certificates, but webmasters are saying webmasters say that with CDNs and shared hosting, it is out of their control.
Yep.
Oh, CDN. Well, CDN. That's like well, you got this layer, and let's add 5 more on top of it, and oh fuck, this is going to be a nightmare.
Yeah. Whoever at Google thought this was a good idea really had their head wedged firmly up their ass. They didn't take into consideration IPv4 issues, which Microsoft is now dealing with. They didn't take into account the fact that a significant amount of
you want to explain the IPv4 stuff, and that means we're running out of IPs, correct? Or
we're running out of IP addresses. There aren't enough.
Oh, and SSL doesn't exacerbate that.
Exactly. But then you've also got the issue of, like they're saying, CDN and remotely third-party served content. If that's not served via HTTPS, you're going to get a warning saying, some of this content's not secure. Well, if that doesn't scare the shit out of people coming to your website, I don't know what else will. Having that big red banner that comes up in Chrome saying, this security certificate isn't,
it's not valid or it's not full or partial.
More about these things. So when something secure comes in, that's okay, eh? If they have a cert and it's over an SSL connection. So if they served AdWords over an SSL connection, that would be okay.
That should be okay.
Yeah, but if you got a CDN that
that's
you're pulling, maybe you're pulling some of your pictures or your videos and stuff like
Yeah.
that from a CDN. If the CDN's not SSL, like Steve said, you can literally just have a picture in a news story that's going to send up a warning.
Well, the same thing
Also,
happens.
video too on YouTube would trip it for sure.
You can have the same problem on older servers where HTTP and HTTPS were separate folders on the server. And if you didn't move all your images over to HTTPS, even though it was on your server, since it was being pulled from HTTP, you would still get the alert saying, "Hey, you have content being served unsecurely." The problem is they don't tell you what content that is. If they would just say, "Oh, it's just a bunch of images, go ahead and let them load," that's one thing. But they never say that. The SSL just says it's insecure, and that freaks people out.
And I always, Steve, set up my secure areas with a certificate on a subdomain. So most e-commerce sites would not be able to just flip a switch and have the whole thing HTTPS. They'd literally need two certs, right?
Yep.
One for the website, one for the e-commerce site.
Yeah. And in a lot of places, I know we only secure from the checkout page down just because of server load.
Right.
You got IP address issues, you've got server load issues, you've got all kinds of issues that have to be dealt with, and it's just not fun.
Well, initially we did that because SSL did add a layer of latency to the whole. Slowed websites down quite a bit. That's why.
Try doing SSL over a satellite connection.
Oh.
You want to see something that makes you want to hit yourself in the face with a 2x4. Oh my God. For those of us that live out in the middle of nowhere in the United States who don't have broadband, who do have satellite connections, SSL just simply makes the internet unusable. You wind up running at dial-up speeds at best.
Yeah, but that guy down in his mother's basement, he's doing fine, playing Halo on the secure site all night. We don't do stereotypes on this show at all.
No. we avoid that. Well, okay, what else we got, man? Oh, I guess, Terry, we got, hold on.
Yeah, that was from last week. That is actually a pretty good article to read if you're interested in these updates and what the web spam team's up to.
Right, as a former Googler.
Yeah. Who's now a bit of an SEO, so he was sharing.
Yeah. I used to be a cop, and now I'm a bank robber.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure, whatever.
But what he said was pretty good. Interesting, useful, but not too much that Google would get on his case.
Yeah, still has enough, ambiguity to it.
Yes, yes. But he's saying a lot of the stuff we've been saying for a while, Dave, about, these above-the-fold algorithms and ads and stuff that, he confirmed that even more so.
What are your thoughts on the algorithm updates? Penguin and Panda are more on the way. No, they're going to stop doing them. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the other thing, too. I'm betting that he's still in contact with people there and probably knows more than a lot of people in the industry. For that reason.
Yeah, we'll link that one up in the show notes for everyone, definitely. It's a bit of a read. Let's see, Terry. Oh, I know Terry. Hold on. There's always... Where is it? There we go. There you go, Terry. Did we lose Terry?
Nope, I'm here.
There it is, all right.
You know,
This one came
we've
to
seen
like.
some deceptive ads, but I'm telling you, my mother is not going to look at that and not think it's just a regular local pack. Sorry.
I'm thinking most people forget your mom. I don't think there's too many people who are going to work out that that's an ad.
Yeah. And I'm thinking that's why they've dropped the, well, here's some recent announcements that are making.
Well, Pigeon. It was all part of that Pigeon stuff, right? With packs,
well, Pigeon dropped a lot of the sevens down to
sevens
3.
turned it. Yeah, the 7-pack started turning.
It just so happens that most AdWord packs are 3 ads above the results. Do you think that's just a coincidence? I don't.
It is a coincidence.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot about that that's pretty.
All right, sorry for the folks. We got to remember we still have a podcast here. For the folks listening, wherever you are, instead of actually watching the show, yeah, what it was is there was a search somebody was doing, and they saw what was apparently a test out in the wild. And normally, as you would have your, let's call it 3 results in your AdWords at the top, they're actually localized results that look just like a 3-pack. You know what I mean, Terry? It's got the little map. It's got each of them marked out. Yep. But it is certainly not an organic local result. No. Yeah.
And Dave, when you mouse over the link, is that a link beside where it says ads?
It's just a screenshot, so I don't know. I wasn't able to reproduce this in the wild, so this is just a screenshot that somebody had. So yeah, I don't know,
but look at the stores. I mean, they're brands mainly.
Yeah, Walmart, Lowe's. Mm-hmm.
I've never heard of H.H. Gregg. Is that a chain, Steve, or?
Yeah, H.H. Gregg is like a homewares and appliance store.
Okay.
And it sucks. It's pretty bad.
Oh, they'll be lining up to advertise with us now. Steve's giving it a.
How could they suck, Steve? They're right at the top of Google's results. They must be.
Walmart.
Yeah, come on. Gas grills. I'm looking for gas grills. Well, hey.
Oh, it's probably like Home Hardware here in Canada.
Well, look at the first organic result there, Terry. The first organic result is Home Depot. So I guess they're going to start paying to be up here now.
Well, look at below that was one from Sears. So
Sears,
you kind of see the entity there, right?
Yeah, Bob's Gas Grills is not here. Well, there's Lowe's again. Yeah, that's impressive. Man. You know, even in this screenshot, I can barely make out the pink behind the ads or whatever it's supposed to be these days.
Yeah, that's been bad for a while,
though. Yeah. So, yeah, that's a whole bunch of sexy.
Yeah, well, that's the future. I'm thinking local packs will be gone and replaced with these monetized maps and places. They got to do it, folks. We only made $10 billion this year. Got to keep growing.
Yeah. Surprised we haven't heard more people chattering about this one, to be honest.
Wow.
Maybe no one noticed, I guess.
It's not going to see the light of day, but I'm thinking that it will.
I would hold your breath on that one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Google, so yeah. I think we've seen plenty of these in the future. That's just awesome. Well, it's like even the shopping results you see up at the top a lot now, Steve, instead of just over the side like you used to. You know, I mean, I'm seeing more of the shopping results themselves up at the top, and you know, so the AdWords at the top seem to be getting bigger. Yeah, so.
Well, they've almost pushed everything. There's only 1.5 listings above the fold on your shot there, Dave.
Yeah. I wonder when it's going to get easier for them just to flag the natural listings.
Yeah. These are organic. You don't want these. Don't trust these.
Don't trust these. Evil SEOs had something to do with them.
That's right. Trust us.
These. They gave us money.
Yeah, that's a whole bunch of ugly, if you ask me. All right, so apparently, Terry, a refreshing penguin is not so simple.
No.
That's the excuse du jour. According to Matt, someone just forgot to run it.
Yeah, remember that one? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I was passing someone in the hall the other day, and I was like, hey, remember that penguin thing? What's going on? I don't know. We don't even talk about it, That's what killed me is, yeah, it goes from fucking being some off-the-cuff conversation to being something that's very tricky.
Yeah.
John Mueller responded that Penguin can't be a simple refresh. It needs to be a complete data refresh. And that it's not just a basic tweak. It needs a complete rerun of the algorithm that is something they do not simply do randomly. John Mueller added that this specific algorithm is taking longer because they want to make sure it's the right type of data and that they do it right. And to be right, they need to test it, tweak it, and then run the update. Yeah, otherwise known as we can't figure out what's the negative SEO and what's the actual shit we're supposed to be penalizing.
Yep.
Yeah. So, apparently it was our man Josh Bashinsky that was asking.
Oh, yeah. He's anything, all those Google Hangouts, he's there.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay. He's
Oh,
a Googler stalker.
Well, okay, not every one of them, but usually after an announcement like this, right, he shows up to ask them the right questions. If you read, he also made some comments, too, that were useful.
What's going on in the room there, Steve?
Oh, behind me?
No, the penguin in the chat room.
Oh, no.
Darren Shaw was going off about penguin.
Darren Shaw and I are having a side discussion about good versus bad links. And
it's a slow news week, folks. We're reporting on our chat room. Wow, that's a new first there for us, folks. Okay, so there you go. But yeah, penguin. So there was a bunch of those going around this week. I don't know. I had some other ones somewhere about somebody was saying, let people out of the penalty box. I don't know who it was, but it might have even been this one, I guess. Yeah, it was actually this one. But yeah, sites that got hit 10 months ago are just languishing if they're not out of business already. So, which brought us to the wonderful world of Bruce Clay. That was does Google have a responsibility to refresh its Panda algorithm?
Penguin algorithm.
So yes, Penguin.
Do they have a responsibility? No. They can do whatever the hell they want. Should they? Probably.
Would be nice. Yeah, again, I feel for anybody that got caught up in it that's been sitting there languishing ever since. It's got to, it's kind of bullshit. Again, that's why I tell people, I'd rather a customer gets a bloody manual action than a penguin hit, because at least manual action you can get them out of. Oh boy! All right. I don't know if we had anything else, do we? Not really sure. Moz Panda Whiteboard Friday. Terry?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think that was worth it.
It starts with that M and ends with Z. We don't go there.
Three-letter word.
It's a three-letter word around here.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I think I'll just fucking leave it at that, folks. Another summer day in the news. Well, there you go, people. What is it? We got 10 minutes. Anybody got anything they want to talk about today?
I miss Matt Cutts.
Go to Disneyland, remember?
Oh, yeah. Disneyland.
Yeah.
Other than that, there's nothing exciting really going on right now. People are just freaking out. There was supposedly an update over the weekend.
Yeah, that's it. There's still some people, whining about the old pigeon shitting on people and the name of pigeons, and
Well, I mean, we complain about a lot of the stuff, but in the grand scheme of things, it's like, okay, yeah, that's just another piece of knowledge to file away for the next client. Moving on.
Yeah, move on. If it didn't affect you, don't do it. If you are doing, stop doing it. It's pretty simple.
Watch your UGC content. You never know when it might come back to bite you in the ass.
Yes, you're thinly veiled. UGC. Wow. Wow.
You just worry about, giving content that your users are going to be able to use. All the rest of it takes care of itself. You don't have to worry about quality. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. If it's really good, it has its own viral, tendencies. I think that's where it starts. I've never looked at things and said, "What's the bare minimum that I have to do?" That's I've never looked at
most businesses.
I've never planned to be mediocre. I think that's a good way to explain it.
Well, nobody plans to be mediocre.
Oh, I think people do.
When it comes to budgets and money, a lot of what's the least amount I can spend and get to this point, it certainly plays a role. Finding clients to understand that that's not a long-term success plan is a challenge.
Agreed. But I think you just get more creative. You do what you can with what you're given and have the client understand this may not happen tomorrow, but it might.
They don't always understand creativity either.
Yeah, right. That's the thing. They understand results, so.
Sometimes thinking out of the box means thinking off the shelf and out of the closet and down the street a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, well, folks, I guess we'll kill it. We got 7 minutes. We made it pretty much. You all can get back on with your days and lives.
We own 7 minutes. We'll give
we'll tack it on to next week, man.
Yeah, we'll tack it on to next week.
And I apologize for not finding something to beat up on Terry about.
I know. We're way too civil this week, Yeah, what the hell, man. We've got a reputation to maintain here. All right, everyone listening, watching, wherever you are, thank you very much, as always, for tuning in. So, Steve, Terry, boys.
Have a good week, everybody.
Until next weekend.
Yeah. Go make lots of money getting on that Google SSL train.